Alright, we're back. We're doing this. Whoops. There we go. Forget how loud that is. Alright, so we were in Moonshade. We're waiting for our audience. I don't really know. Kind of talked to everybody. We could just sleep. I mean, that's a possibility. um, talk to this fella. My name is Ernesto, Ranger, Lord, Council, Structures. Alright, so he doesn't tell me anymore about the wine. I don't think she does either. Wine, we make the finest wine, yes. We'll say vintage wine. The vintage stock hath been aged for over 10 years and is quite delicious. For 50 guilders I can sell thee a bottle. Is that price acceptable? No. No, alright, well. See if this ranger tells me anything. How may I help thee? As a ranger, I must help thee in any way that I can. Alright, well. We'll come out here and see if we can't find anything while we're killing time. There's a key there. Well, we have the key for that. Let's wonder what that goes to. Alright, well, let's add it to the ring. You never know when you might need it. Well, alright. Better than a kick in the dick. We got arrows, we got a magic bow. I don't know if I necessarily need that, but a number of people fall down here and die. Alright, cool. So there's some pit over there. I wonder, could you fall down the pit? Oh, well, you see a bow. Oh, you can just fall right down the pit. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, well, apparently we're just waiting. Alright, we're not fucking waiting anymore. That was fucking dumb. Alright, well, that was cool. You could fall down that pit. Alright, we'll climb out. Oh, no. Probably the avatar's over there bleeding like a damn stuck pig. I think that's who's dropping all that blood. I remember this contraption here. We'll use that later on. What the hell? Naked woman surrounded by spiders. Must be like they have these places where you can go and collect reagents, and that so that must be the one for the spider silk. Come on, where's Yellow? Let's go, buddy. Because there was that swamp that had the blood moss. There was I feel like there's one for everything, and that you just have to find them. Just leave keys laying around. You know, we don't want them to lose the key. It's not like it's not that we're stealing it. We just don't want him to lose the key. That's that's not one to work. Over there. The magic orb reads. My sources say yes. Don't know what that's for, but you know, we don't want where to go to lose keys. So we put them all on the key ring. Won't get lost. We are a just and honorable individual. I believe this is Rhodalencia's house. This is the manor of the enchantress Rhodalencia. Thou canst not enter without permission. My mistress commands many powerful and strange magics and sits upon the council of mages. She is terrible to her enemies, but tolerant to those who hate her. Thou dost not leave quickly, I must call the rangers. Alright, we'll leave. We're kind of just chilling until we get called up. I wonder. Hey, look at that! Get some heals up. That's nice. Yeah, there. YOLO hit his level 8, so we'll get some training for him when we're back in. And what's it called? Only needs strength. So. Yes, my lord. I am so glad to see thee again, my lord. Information. I'm not certain that I'll know anything useful, but what art thou interested in? More people. Alright, so. Not to be a gossip. However. Oh, I forgot to do this. Get my whole thing, my mod view set up. There we go. Alright, perfect. Alright, townsfolk. Dost thou have interest in? Let's do mages. Everything in this city revolves around the wizards and their cliques. Whom dost thou desire to know about? The mage lords. Filbercio is the most powerful wizard of them all. 'Tis said that he hath some strange compelling power over women. Not me, of course, but he hath had his way with many other beautiful women. Thou wouldst be surprised to learn of many of them. He is not partial to visitors, so I doubt that thou shalt ever have the chance to make his acquaintance. The Adepts. Besides the Mage Lords, there are two other mages who compose the Council of Mages. Adept Gustasio is a wise wizard, but strict in the ways and aloof from mundanes. As for Adept Rotolencia, she is steeped in magic and a mistress of the arcane. Do not provoke her, for her anger is terrible. 1 second. The Magister. Fedibiblio is the Magister. 'Tis he who directs the seminarium, where young magelings are taught. In former times, 'twas his job to go to the mainland and acquire those babies which had promise of magical powers. But each year there have been fewer students until now the school lies nearly empty. Perhaps this has something to do with the multicolored storms. Molino and Columna. Such an odd couple. Molino is one of our eldest mages, retired from the council. He is a good man, but often befuddled. As for Columna, she is only 1/3 his age, and such an attractive woman. There are many in this town who would like to steal her from Molino, but none hath succeeded. I must be getting back to work now, but it hath been nice talking with thee. If thou were to be at the Blue Boar Inn at 10 tonight, I could discuss these things further with thee. Have a nice day. All right. Oh. Whoops. Clicked out of the window. Let's see. Nice rats. Can she talk to me? Why dost thou not leave me alone? Some call me the rat one, but I have no other. Mosh. Would that thou wert to believe me, I could tell thee a story. 'Tis done but not forgotten. I will not talk of it now. Snigger not at me. I have company enough. More guests in mine house than thou couldst have in thine. I was a powerful enchantress in my prime before I was cheated of my powers. Oh. Company of the rats are my friends. Dost thou not like my companions? Yes, I do. Good. Then with time perhaps we could learn to like thee. Else. 'Tis not a bad place to live. The sewer's not bad. Art thou daft? Scowl not at Mosh. Thou knowest nothing of what thou sayest. Each one of us makes of life what we can, whether by fate or the treachery of others. Dost thou see me judging ye? Enchantress. I was once a beautiful young woman, and not so many years ago as thou mightest believe, there was a young mage who wanted mine hand. Trulasio, whose ill-fated son now languishes in the depths of Mount Freedom. But another stole Trulasio's heart from me, and I shall never forgive her for that. Trulasio. Where hath he gone? Bah, I know not, nor for that matter do I care. Ah, but I can see that thou dost still care, madame. Rubbish, 'tis long gone, and I am an old woman now. Another. Thou shouldst speak to she who hath done the wrong, the sorceress Columna, whom they sometimes call the Green Sorceress. Listen to what she says. The Green Sorceress. The rumors say that her name stems from her attire, but I know the truth. 'Tis the very envy she doth have for me that hath spawned her title. My spells are not for sale, not to the likes of such as thyself, but assume not that all my powers have left me, for some still remain. I have no need for others when I can create mine own friends. Hey, I wasn't done talking to you. Alright, let's cheated. Let's speak of that now. Suffice to say that she who looks like me deep inside hath taken from me all that should be mine. Okay. Too many rats. Let's see. Anyone here to talk to? Leave the bird alone. I'm leaving the bird alone, my guy. Anything of interest there? Just wine. Alright, let's see what time's it gonna be. 6:35. Barkeep. That's that's Kane. On my ship we won't. 'Tis too dangerous to sail the waters in these storms. If thou dost want to travel elsewhere, and I'll speak to the mages. Alright. Yeah, I mean, we're mostly just waiting for... Waiting for stuff to happen. Can we talk to... Alright, can we get more information? Nope, very busy. Alright. Some water. Let's see. We don't need anything there. Let's just see what's over this way. Fallen tree. I mean, I assume I'm not gonna find, like, a whole lot of stuff. Oh my god, YOLO. You're nowhere near the damn bird. All the bleeps and the blorps. I think I might have heard an enemy inside the Mountains of Freedom. Oh. What the? Oh, we got snakes. Let's deal with these flying snakes. What do we have here? Come on. Come on. Alright, well, let's give a little temp save. Oh, well. It's, kind of nothing. Like, I always wonder in these old games what, like some of it's probably unfinished stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. I just they have these things, like, there's nothing there. Maybe it's unfinished. Maybe they just, like, you know what, we're gonna do a little bit of flavor in here. And that was it. Rather than just leave it empty. But, well, it's that is what it is. So, all right, I think we're at the point. I mean, it's 7. I'm trying to wait for actually Ducia to get off, but I might just rent a room. Death to cats. Rent a room, sleep for a few hours. Let's see. Room. We've nothing fancy, simply clean rooms, and we keep the ruffians out. For thou look like us to be a respectable person. 12 guilders per person. Yes. Here's a key. Northwest corner. Bird just gonna follow me. 3 hours. Pleasant dreams. Alright, bed has been made. Oh yeah, we got all sorts of people here. Let's talk to her. Information. It is so flattering to be asked so many questions by the Alistair, but what wouldst thou like to know? More people. Alright, townsfolk. Let's see, do we have any more mundanes? Mosh the beggar, mosh the rents. Disease, do not listen to our accusation of sorcerers. Columna, all imagining's not true. Okay, I think we've done enough of those. We need townsfolk, mages. The minor mages. Well, there's more to go. His speciality is dead things, spirits, and burial rites. Not a pleasant fellow. It's actually not true. He is quite pleasant. And Tauricio, a fine young mage with a burning ambition. He reads books and keeps to himself. And there's Frigidazi, the frost sorceress. But thou shouldst stay away from her, for she is the mage lord's mistress, and he is a jealous man. Pothos the apothecary. Thou canst buy no regents in Moonshade, for the apothecary hath gone away. There is a tale that explains his absence. Don't tell that I told thee, but I hear that Pothos is on a secret errand for the mage lord. Oh my. That's interesting. What else? Places. Interested in seeing the sights? Oh, I can tell thee about the islands or the mountains. I hope they aren't planning to visit the Isle of the Mad Mage, Erstrom. He was once perhaps a powerful wizard, one of the founders, but now I wonder about a man who feels the need to run from civilization. Now, if thou dost mean to visit Monk Isle, then I shall not discourage thee. Residing within the dense forest, the monks devote their entire lives to the pursuit of knowledge. Mountains. Ah, yes, the Mountains of Freedom. They occupy the entire shoreline of the northern part of the island. Be wary, for there are plenty of native monstrosities that call the mountain caverns their home. Is there anything else I can help thee with? Strange objects. We do not ask her about the blue egg. She will refuse to talk to us because ow, pop my shoulder, because it's rotten. Alright, let's see. Plain shield. Perhaps Ernesto at the winery could help thee. 'Tis said that he is good with weapons and such. Fur cap. Why, I sold that cap myself from this very shop. Ordered it special from the Furrier and Monitor. She obtained it from the far north where the trappers hunt bears and snow leopards. And the man-eating guani. With the storms, though, 'tis too dangerous to sail to the north, and we cannot trade by way of land, for the swamp of Gorlab cuts the mainland in half. About the fur cap. Yes, I remember. I sold it to the mage lord, who gave it to his favorite at the Feast of Illusions. I'm surprised that unusual fellow never bought one. What with the other furs he was collecting. Well, unusual fellow. He was here about 2 months ago buying all sorts of furs and such. Obviously, he was planning a trip to the north, of course. No one knows where he actually went, since he left in such a hurry. Bloody hand, what dost thou have there? Why, 'tis moving. Pine cone. 'Tis a pine cone. I don't know where they came from, but Captain Hawk gave me one once. May I have this one too? No. 'Tis fine, I do not need another one. Apparatus. 'Twill do no good to speak with the mages, for they ignore mundanes like ourselves. But if thou dost speak with Master Ducio, perhaps he could help thee. He makes all the apparatus for the Wizards of Moonshade. Alright? We've done people and places. That's all we needed. Let's talk to Hawk. Was he Pinecone? Anyone can see 'tis a pinecone. What's thy question? Where doth it come from? In the northern woods, of course. But thou canst travel there no more. No ship will sail there. In the swamp of Gorlab will let no man pass. All right. We already did the apparatus. Go see if we can find. I think it's Ernesto. Should be right here, maybe. Mystery shield. I thought that thou didst have a challenge for me. This is an easy one. It was a pikeman shield from honor. I wish that the council would give us the funds for arms like this. The pikemen are to monitor as the rangers are to moonshade, but more so, for the pikemen maintain guard towers all along the roads on the mainland, so they are much more widely respected than the rangers. Monitor is on the southern edge of the mainland. Its citizens are noted for their bravery. I went there once as a young lad. That's what inspired me to become a ranger. Alright. We already do that, but get a little extra backstory. Man, can't stop yawning. Let's feel Flindo. Returned again, I understand now why. Okay, blah 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 blah. Thy promise. I have good news for thee, my friend. As promised, I have arranged for thee to meet with Mage Lord Filbercio. In fact, he plans to hold a banquet in thine honor. I am certain that thou wilt find his means of summoning thee very unusual. Go about thy business, and at the appropriate moment, the Mage Lord shall summon thee. Well, I'm glad we happened upon him. Can't really do anything with Mosh until we could get our get our spellbook, become a mage. They'll ignore me until then. But we're just kind of waiting. Oh, there it is. Please be seated. We have been waiting for thee. I am the Mage Lord Filbercio. Allow me to introduce the others. First, my fellow members on the Council of Mages, Adept Gustasio. Thou needest not worry, my lord. We have brought thee here against thy will, but only so that we may get to know thee. Thou art free to leave once this dinner is concluded. Quite right, Gustasio. And here is Adept Rotuluncia, whom I believe thou hast met. Fulbercio is never lacking in social graces, my lord. Now if he only attended to the problems of Moonshade, as he doth attend to his mistress. Speaking of which, also present is my dinner companion, the most charming Frigidazi. She, too, is a mage. Welcome to these cursed teleportation storms have made travel so difficult that we are becoming isolated. It hath disturbed everyone, but it is good to see a new face. Good mages, this is the adventurer from a distant land whose arrival was foretold in our conjurings. Could he be responsible for the storms which plague the land, or for the growing strangeness which afflict our spellcasting? I hope, my dear, that he is the solution to our problems rather than the cause. Thou art a fool, Mage Lord. Our guest is most certainly a factor. and that supernatural disturbances that are threatening our world, and the supernatural disturbances. Let us question him now. Export Flam. How darest thou? See here, Rhodoluncia, this stranger may have secrets, as do we all, but I will not condone treating a guest of the council like a criminal. There, thou dost dare to interfere with my spells. Mage Lord, I demand that thou reprimandest this sorcerer. My dear, calm thyself. Perhaps our visitor shall tell us all, without the use of force. If there is one thing I cannot stand, it is being hamstrung by petty politics. Thou art not half the man thou once wert, Filbercio. I bid you all a pleasant dinner. I have lost mine appetite and am leaving, but mark my words, I shall have my way. Goodbye, witch. Good riddance. And to think she was once a young and beautiful sorceress before her ambitions turned her cold and heartless. I beg thy pardon, Mage Lord Filbercio, but I have an urgent message for thee. I regret to report that mine attempt to locate any significant quantities of the reagent blood moss have met with failure. Pothos, I should send thee to the dungeons and have the rats feed on thy carcass. Dear guests, I'm afraid that I shall have to adjourn this pleasant repast. Pothos and I must speak privately concerning important matters of state. I thank thee all for coming. I am a busy mage. Uh, I'm sorry, but I do not have time for this. My studies devour my entire day. Alright. Principles of Economics by Heil. The Dwellers of Serpent Isle by Byman. 1/4 of a millennium ago, the man demon Lord British. That's 1/4 of a millennium ago. Okay, that's one way to put it, 250 years. Uh, the man demon Lord British impressed upon the citizens of Caesarea his 8 virtues. Most of the citizens were deluded into believing that his way of life was just and fair. Some were strong enough to oppose his rule and fled to begin their own civilization, free of the oppressive autocracy. These brave folk, led by a mage whose bravery is sadly forgotten, ventured out to sea with little idea as to their destination, only a firm belief that Lord British was a tyrant whose rule was not to be tolerated. Erstam led them to a okay. Erstam led them to a large island which was instantly christened New Caesarea. The land's name was changed shortly thereafter to Serpent Isle, after the strange ruins found there. So Erstam is 250 years old at least, and it has to be more because he wasn't an infant then. So I mean, probably close to 300 years old, and was around when Lord British first showed up. But that means so between Ultima 6 and 7, it was 200 years. So that means between Ultimas 1 and 6, it was something. It was like around 50 years. I don't know. That's pretty bonkers. Let's see. There were 3 principal groups who left Caesarea: Mages of Moon, the chivalrous folk of the two monitors, and the folk of the port city of Fawn. Each had their own reasons for joining the emigration. The Mages because they felt that certain Lord British's virtues were unrealistic. The Fawnies because Lord British had failed to acknowledge a ninth virtue, beauty, and the brave folk of Monitor because their belief that courage ranked above all else. Brigio's Book of Astonishing Things. a compiled volume of items of interest, both magical and mundane. In this volume, compiled for easy reference, are some of the many fascinating constructions I have found during my research. These items range from interesting uses for mundane items to fascinating miscarriages of magic. So we have wands, fire wands, lightning wands, and a magician's wand. Fire Doom Staff is it's super lethal because it does explosive damage. Glass Sword, we know those. Those are a one use, one hit kill weapon. Burst arrows, explosive venom daggers. Stone Harpy, we fought a few of those. Weaving. I am very hungry. We'll just feed everybody. You, sir, have the food. That did satisfy me. It's starting to get a little late. I'm gonna go grab a snack real quick, I think. Alright, we got a little snack. Well, fortunately, this is just waiting again. That's good. Alright. Yeah, no, it's just kind of a bummer that basically all we're doing for a hot minute is waiting around for stuff to happen. Wake him up. Yes, I remember thee from the banquet. Rotolencia wanted to kill thee. I am Pothos, the apothecary in this city. If thou desirest potions, reagents, or other ingredients, such as are customary in the practice of magic, come to my shop. My apologies for disrupting the party, my lord. Normally I wouldn't have been there, but I had been on a special errand for the mage lord. I've been there. Well, it is true that I am a mage. I am not an adept, and Filbercio invites only adepts to his banquets as a rule. There are different levels of competence with magic. Oops, there we go. Oh, missed that one. I myself can only master the 3rd level of spells. An adept can master the 9th level of spells. Only an adept can become mage lord or sit on the council of mages. So I make my living selling reagents to adepts. With these storms, I have had little trade with the mainland, so I'm nearly out of most reagents. Filbercio wished me to gather some blood moss for him. I tried, but these storms have brought fierce monsters into the area, and I am no adept to deal with them. Filbercio threatened to throw me into the Mountains of Freedom if I do not obtain the blood moss. I'll trade my dearest secret to be able to find some blood moss. Alright, well, we know where you can get some blood moss. We already saw that. Freedom. This name was meant in jest, I'm certain, for the Mountains of Freedom are a prison, my lord. A prison meant to hold mage and mundane alike. It is said that if thou art sentenced to that terrible stone pit, and thou canst win thy way back to the outside world, then thou art free. No one will hunt thee for the crimes thou didst commit before thine incarceration. The only problem is that none have ever won free, and Filbercio reigns unchallenged. Filbercio is the mage lord, and thou wouldst do well to not forget that while thou art in Moonshade. He is a man of great passions. The Mountains of Freedom are a powerful argument against crossing him in any way. The Mountains of Freedom are a mine that was shut down long ago, when the quality of ore became profitless to dredge from the mountain's heart. Filbercio devised a new way for it and turned into a prison. Now its value lies in not what is gotten out of the mine, but what is put into it. There's little true crime here, my lord. Most of the offenders that find themselves within the confines of freedom are there because they angered Filbercio in some way. The very existence of freedom silences most of the mage lord's detractors. Apparatus. Tis a mage's equipment, but I don't recognize the style. Every mage prefers something a little different from others. This is not one I'm familiar with, but I'm not that well connected. Thou should have asked Master Ducio, or better yet, Topo, if thou dost want an answer. Ducio is a master artisan. His work is incredibly good when he does any work at all. Most of the time he leaves the work to his apprentice, but I know for a fact that he makes all the lab apparatuses for the adepts. He should be able to tell you who this piece belongs to, if he's awake, that is. Topo is the unfortunate boy that Master Ducio took for an apprentice. He's the one that does all the work at the shop. Despite Ducio's sloth, Topo seems to have quite a bit of talent and promise, in fact. Everyone in Moonshade hath learned to go to Topo if they need anything. The service is quicker and much friendlier. Yeah, please put that away. Was it a bloody hand? Or are you just happy to see me? I don't need to look at it anymore to be able to tell you that it is the damnable product of Erstam's experiments. Is it any wonder they call him the Mad Mage? What else would you call a man who hacks his assistants to pieces for his experiments? That's another reason that he lives apart from other mages. He will never bow to their strictures. And I doubt that any one of the adepts in Moonshade could hope to enforce them anyways. Like Fulbercio, Rotulencia doth have the will of steel and a fiery temper. She is convinced that some outside force is responsible for these abominable storms. She hates thee because she thinks that thou art keeping knowledge from her, and it isn't anything personal, my lord. Well, to be precise, I should say that she suspects a most recent visitor, a mage named Batlin. I'll grant that he came through asking all sorts of questions and badgering people to sell their serpent teeth. Fail to see how she thinks he doth have anything to do with the storms, and I'm afraid that she thinks all strangers are in league with Batlin. Of course, it did not help that he had a daemon either. That he had that daemon either. Definitely magic born, no doubt about it. Anyone caught outside during one risks being teleported into oblivion. Gustastio hath been working on finding a way to stop the storms, but so far he hath not had any luck. Mayhaps now that Mordigo is helping him, they'll find the answer. I certainly hope so. Moonshade is isolated until they do. Boy. Little fat man, small beard and mustache, angry scowl. I'm sure thou wilt remember him if thou hast met him. Not a particularly nice person that I recall. Seemed like any other adept, used to getting in his way and angered if thwarted. I dealt as little with him as possible. Batlin, Batlin seemed very interested in learning more of the history of the ancient people of this land. They were the ones we call the Ophidians. As I'm far from my days as a novice, I don't remember all that the Magister taught us. I wasn't much as interested then or now. I sent him to Fitabiblio. Fitabiblio keeps the libraries here in Moonshade. All the information, whether historical or magical in nature, finds its way to his hands. He's also the teacher of the novices, so I am certain that he will be able to help thee with any questions thou mightest have. As I've told thee, I don't recall very much history. All I know is that the ancients seem to have worshipped serpents. If thou wishest to know more, ask Fedibiblio. He's very learned on the subject. 'Tis a tradition, my lord, to steal some small item from the mad mage to prove that thou art a worthy mage. A particular favorite item to purloin is a serpent tooth from the mad mage's collection. As far as I know, they are useless, but Batlin certainly wanted to purchase them. No one would sell. Who knows? Perhaps we hoped to make some sort of deal with the mad mage for them. Mordigo is an adept that specializes in speaking with the dead. He doth not bind them to service or anything, simply talks to them. Why Gustosio wants Mordigo's help, I'll never know, unless the dead are responsible for the storms or something. Yes, Batlin had a daemon wandering about at his heel. As tame as thou couldst please, did his bidding without a word. Big, big, ugly red creature. 'Tis just the thing to catch Rodalencia's eye. She's very interested in learning to tame a daemon for her personal servant. She was quite put out that Batlin wouldn't tell her how he had done it. But I'm sure Phil Bercio heaved a sigh of relief when Batlin refused to tell her. Everyone knows that Rodalencia would love to feed Filbercio to a daemon in small pieces. Gustaccio is an adept that specializes in working with the weather, the power of nature, and all that. Gustaccio says something about needing to learn as much about the storms as possible. Even babbled something about learning to see the colors. At least it sounded like babble to me. Why, certainly, my lord. Experiments. Erstim seeks to find the secret to creating life. I surmise that it's his attempt at immortality. Even spells fail to fall to the ravages of time in the end. Unfortunately, Erstem's quest for knowledge hath been at the sacrifice of his assistants. Vassal hath sidestepped the inevitable much longer than I would have expected. That was Vassal. Vassal is Erstem's latest assistant. He's a grinning hunchback that I had not given credit credit for much intelligence, but he seems to be more cunning than even Erstem anticipated. How dost thou come by that? No, I do not want to. I did not ask that. I do not want to know. Dost thou know that possession of that stone is forbidden? Dost thou know how much certain adepts would pay for the reagent that stone produces? Prolonged exposure to stoneheart causes insanity, my lord. And to have the type of power that the reagent makes in the hands of a madman is unthinkable. Of course, as an apothecary, I could also buy it from thee and find a buyer or two with clearance to possess it. I could say, make you an offer 120 guilders, wilt thou sell it? No. I shall not tell anyone that thou hast the Stoneheart, my lord, but thou shouldst be likewise be likewise discreet. It produces blood spawn when mixed with a quantity of blood. While I'm getting ahead of myself, if thou hast a ritual bloodletting device, which is technically forbidden as well, thou must fill a small container with no, or a small container with blood. Then thou must use the blood on the Stoneheart. This produces the blood spawn that thou wilt need for the death spells. Thou must be very careful. It is very powerful. Alright. Hmm. I am feeling pretty tired. I actually might need to call it here and just take a rest. Um, yeah, I think we're gonna do that. We'll do a save. Waiting for. Alright, well, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.